Hello everyone, it's Leon. I'm here today with Joshua, who just came first at the Melbourne Offline Regionals. How are you feeling?
Yeah, amazing. I'm sure it'll hit me later. I'm just so exhausted right now, but we won. We're here, so I'll take it.
Congratulations again. So what were you playing?
So we're playing the GOAT himself, Enel. He did so well for me today. I dropped some games in Top Cut, obviously, but technically undefeated all the way through. Enel's insane.
Yeah, awesome. Do you know what your matchups were like throughout both days?
Yeah, so for Swiss, I faced, I think, 4 Bonnies, 3 Luccis, 2 RP Law. Yeah. So, mixture of the Bonnies and Luccis throughout the first 7 rounds, and then the last 2 RP Law back to back. Just sort of worked out for. I think the good thing about Enel is that there's no like insane match, like insanely good matchup, but there's also no really bad matchup. So everything feels winnable, and if you can pilot it well enough, everything is pretty winnable. So was lucky to dodge the Namis, I'd say, but outside of that, pretty.
So not too upset with the Luccis? I guess you beat all of them to get here, right?
Yeah, true. I would. Yeah, I'm not seeking out a Lucci matchup or anything. But we managed to do it, and I mean, there's cards in here for that, which I'll go.
Awesome. Yeah, let's go through the deck list now.
Sure. We'll just start with the 2Ks. So, and I will say this list is inspired from Jonas's list, the Enel GOAT himself. Switched around some cards last minute, which I'll get into when it happens. So we're running 3 Flampe. Kind of a weird ratio. So it was playing 3 Flampe. 3 beige, 4 beige, and 4 Frankie. Debatable which ones you can switch around. I do like having a higher noun. I prioritize the 4 Frankie for the 4 Flampe just because of the body out of life. Which clutched up a lot. And Flampe, it's nice to have 4, especially because when you need to see it, you want to see it, obviously. But for the most part, it felt okay. And slight spoiler for later, but I was pretty much taking out 1 Flampe for a 4th zero cost, just because, I mean, obviously we have all the dead cards, but just having that 1 extra chance for the last life is everything. Saved me, I think, like twice in the finals against RP. So
pretty good card.
Then we have sort of, I guess our triggers. So I'm running 3 of the Egghead Luffy. For the most part, this was just played from trigger. Like KOing a 4 is insane. But obviously, if you're at that 2 life threshold, to KO a 4 or less and draw a card is insane. I think I won. I think, a couple of the Lucci matchups actually by being able to drop this on my lethal turn to KO one of the Rebecca, so they only had a Sabo, and I had a few swings. Decent against, it's good against RP Law as well if the curve sort of fits in with it. Not bad against Bonnie too. I use it to KO Rouges and that sort of thing. So, but just insane. It's a good trigger.
Mostly kills blockers.
Exactly. And then obviously Onami, most broken card. When I was playing around with lists, I kind of took her out because I'm like, you're only using it for trigger. It doesn't matter. Like, if you get one of those in your game, KOing a 5 is just, that literally hits every relevant target for the most part. Huge into RP Law. If you can get rid of the kid just from a trigger, that's just, massive.
So mostly
it can save you when they're going for lethal as well,
So mostly using it for the Thunderbolt trigger rather than the banish.
Pretty much. There's a couple chances where you can, if you need to banish and then use it to Katakuri the Onami back into life to heal, that's an option. Or if you don't really have anything to play, then that's fine too. But for the most part, I'd honestly rather just use the counter in my hand. But situational. But honestly, mainly for the trigger. It's
awesome.
Just crazy. So then we've got 4 Gadatsu. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. Getting this down on curve for the matchups you're starting, which is most of them. Especially MVP against RP Law. Obviously, if you get to go first and you have that in your opening hand, anything they play, that's going. It's going straight away. It's really good for controlling tempo. And worst case, it's a 1K. So that's Gadatsu. An L staple. Probably should put this in the trigger one, to be honest. But Shirahoshi also MVP of the deck, being able to cycle through your hand to get rid of dead cards or draw into counters when you need. This probably was the MVP for me over the last 2 days. got this in life at critical moments so many times, and was able to just draw into 2Ks, filter out dead cards, and got me the win. I'd never touch this. I've seen a few lists where they don't run it at all, but I would never get rid of any of them. Shirahoshi's insane. And if you don't have anything for a 5-don play or a 6-don play, this is also great.
Yeah.
Just the 2 of Shirahoshi blockers. Pretty happy with it at just 2. Really good into Lucci, because there's a couple things. There's a couple ways. 6-cost Brook, for example, can get rid of it without triggering the thing. But for the most part, it's really good if you're able to find the right time to play it while still developing your board or whatever. It just sticks the whole time. It's been really good into Lucci specifically. It's quite good into Black Yellow Luffy as well. I didn't face any, but it's just hard for them to do anything about. And then any matchup where so Red Purple Law, it's a 1k counter, obviously. Against Blue, it's not that crazy. But yeah, it's just a nice 2 of.
This is like an extra life against Black, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's a nice insurance. You could probably, if you really wanted to, these 2 could be something else, but I really like it.
Yeah.
So
fair.
For events, we're going 3 Raigo or Kingdom Come, and definitely 4 0 costs. Now, 0 cost is self-explanatory. If that's increasing the chance for that to have in Last Live, and also the amount of deck cards. We have like 20 plus deck cards. And then Kingdom Come, this is just huge in a lot. The trigger's really good, actually. If you get it early, you can actually KO most things.
It's like a Gadatsu trigger, right?
Essentially, yeah. So it's a KO, the combined life. And then also just using this to get rid of big bodies can be good in the mirror if you find the right chance to put it down and still make some plays. Getting rid of big things like Morias or Ishos, it's quite good again. If you sort of have to work it into your turn, but yeah, if you're able to do it against Red Purple Law, sometimes doing it to the kid is good if you don't have any other play. I think 3's the right number. For Zoro, actually, in Bonnie, that's actually the main thing. If you don't get this in for Zoro, then you're cooked. So it's really good into Bonnie as well. So sometimes I wish I had 4, but I do think 3 is the right number.
Fair.
There are some times where you just don't need to be seeing that many. So I think 3 is fine.
And I suppose those are the times you're playing it with the Shirahoshi. You're playing like Kingdom Come Shirahoshi.
True. Exactly. Then the 3 Enel, the Rush Enel. This is crucial to winning Lucci. I can't imagine not running this. Even just a couple of weeks ago, I didn't have any of these Enels on my list, and I realized that I need it for Lucci. It definitely won me all my Lucci ones. Because if you get it down on curve, they won't remove it. They can't. Unless they're going for some crazy double KO play. As long as you play around it and defend your life when you need to, so you're able to trash it when they try and KO it. Then it's 7. You're smashing 7 every single turn. So I would not touch these. Even just for, it's good in other matchups. Obviously, having Rush is fine. It's a good 7-don play. But honestly, it's really mainly for Lucci. And I feel like you definitely need at least 3 for Lucci. So that's the.
Is there any consideration for the 7-cost Lin?
There was. I did actually play in so there was an online regional before this, which I wasn't running Enels. I was running 2 Big Mums. And it does feel nice. Like it's good. It's not bad into Lucci either. But obviously they're just going to remove it the next turn, even if you get it off. So, and it's nice in the mirror too. So I could see a spot for it, but there's just the list's pretty tight.
Right.
I felt like Enel is just definitely. But definitely not bad. And then lastly, obviously, we've just got the 4 of Ace, Yamato, and Katakuri. You need your big bodies. Like you're running 4 of each. You need to see these every game. So it's always 4. There's no like talk around that.
This is the core, I suppose.
Definitely. Obviously, each one has its own role in certain, depending on the matchup, you want to see different ones. Katakuri is really good into Bonnie. Being able to answer Kid straight away is nice. It's good for Lucci too. I like to Katakuri the Isho, especially Isho. Isho is a problem if it sticks. So definitely the Isho, or even their first Moria. Not too keen on doing it too much, just because you delay the game, but it's huge for that. Yamato, we all know what to cheat. Like Yamato's insane, especially again RP Law. This is definitely MVP alongside Gadatsu. So if you're able to have these, that's just insane. And then obviously any other matchup where you're not just being super aggressive, it's going to get value every time. Especially if your opponent doesn't know too much how to play around Enel and they keep putting you down to 1.
Yeah.
It's just infinite value.
Just getting free cards.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And then Ace, this card's so broken. I don't know. Like, yeah, like 10k rush that heals is just nuts. And the fact that you can, so at the contingency is that you have to be at 2 or less life, but you don't even have to. So if you're at 2, you don't even have to heal that life, and you can just choose to rush and not heal. And even that can take people by surprise. If most people know about it now, but a lot of times they're not thinking about it in their head.
Yeah.
So they, will take a last life or something, and then you come in for 10, and they have to unexpectedly use cards out of their hand. Which, I think I did that a couple times in Swiss, and it just sets them back so much. Even not because if you're doing that, they've taken cards out. It doesn't matter if you didn't heal because you're still at 2. And Ace is just insane. You can play this at any point, and it's good. I do like to kind of save it for. Depends on the state of the game, but if I'm able to use this to like get value out of the rush rather than just playing it just to heal, I will often save it. Like if I have a Yamato or an Ace and I can choose between them, even if Yamato's not KOing anything, I'll use Yamato to heal and save Ace for a more crucial turn where it's able to get more value off the rush.
From the rush, yeah.
But I mean, if you have to play it, you have to play it. It's still fine, but that's kind of how I like to play it.
Yeah.
That's the deck list.
Awesome. Congratulations on your top this weekend.
Thank you.
Any shout-outs you want to do?
Honestly, the boys back at Canberra, it's being able to go to locals and really grind them out. There's some really, really talented players there. So shout out to them. And also Elliot, who I played in top 8. He also goes to the Canberra locals as well. Phenomenal player. Honestly, I feel like I got very lucky against him. And that definitely could have been the end of my run. I feel like I got very lucky. He's a very talented player. So shout out to him as well. But that's about it, I think.
Awesome. Congratulations and thank you.